Today we embark on an awe-spiring drive on the desert to Tall Pine Scenic Byway, through the breathtaking landscapes of Roosevelt Lake and its surroundings. Get ready to immerse yourself in the captivating beauty of Arizona's untamed wilderness. We explore the rugged red cliffs of Parker Canyon that tower majestically against the horizon, alongside the resilient saguaro cacti that stand as sentinels in the desert. Our journey will take us through the enchanting Ponderosa pine forests, where the crisp mountain air embraces us on the tranquil mountain plateau. And as we delve deeper into this natural paradise, we'll uncover the charming town of Young, nestled amidst this untamed splendor. We begin our journey on State Route 188 just near Globe. This area is part of the Tonto National Forest, which covers close to 3 million acres and is the largest of the 6 national forests in Arizona. It is not long before we get a peek at the Salt River Mountains to the east. We pass by hillsides covered with forests of saguaro cacti. Soon, as we turn a curve, we are presented with a spectacular view of Roosevelt Lake. Roosevelt Lake is named after President Teddy Roosevelt and is one of the earliest major water reclamation works in the U.S. The lake was formed by the construction of the Masonry Dam on the Salt River in 1911. It is the largest lake located entirely within the state of Arizona, as both lakes Meade and Powell share a border with Nevada and Utah respectively. Roosevelt Lake has a storage capacity of over 1.6 million acre-feet, making it one of the largest reservoirs within the Salt River Project's 6 lakes. This lake is 22.4 miles long with 128 miles of shoreline. At peak capacity, it is 188 feet deep. As we descend the 6% grade towards the lake, we turn onto State Route 288, more commonly known by locals as the Globe-Young Highway. We are immediately surrounded by Sonoran desert scrub, which is a general term that includes several desert plant communities such as the mesquite and Palo Verde trees, ocotillos, prickly pears, and of course the saguaro cactus. We cross over several major washes such as the Poison Springs and the HC Wash. This last wash runs along the side of the road until it crosses underneath near the Upper Salt River Recreation Site. In the distance, we can see the Sierra Ancha Mountains. We pass by the Upper Salt River Recreation Site where you can find picnic tables and access to the river. At the Salt River, we encounter a 200 feet single-lane bridge completed back in 1920. It is the earliest documented bridge constructed by the Bureau of Public Roads in Arizona. This bridge is considered to be the earliest and longest through-truss bridge still in its original location. It is also only one of 4 Parker trusses found in ADOT's statewide bridge inventory. A little further downstream from the bridge, we find the Diversion Dam. It can be accessed from both sides of the river, at the Upper Salt River Recreation Site and from the Diversion Dam Recreation Site. The Roosevelt Power Canals and Diversion Dam were built between 1904 and 1906. It was built to divert water from the Salt River to a hydroelectric generating plant. The plant would then provide power to the machinery used in the construction of the dam. We pass what seems to be an abandoned farm. Years ago, this area was filled with farming activity, and homes dotted the south-facing cliffs. We discover a crested saguaro at the junction between SR 288 and Cherry Creek Road. Extremely rare, the Crested Saguaro Society has documented roughly 3,000 of these in the entire state. Although there is a disagreement to why this occurs, the two prevailing theories are 1, a genetic mutation, and 2, caused by the freezing of the growth rings during a time of heavy frost. Since most of these saguaros are found at higher elevation, the freezing theory is the most predominant. Incidentally, Cherry Creek Road will take you to ancient cliff dwellings, believed to be of the Salado people living between 1280 and 1350. Distinguishing characteristics of the Salado people include distinctive Salado polychrome pottery, communities within walled adobe compounds, and burial of the dead, rather than cremation. They built their multiple family dwellings above the canyon floor to ward off attacks from outside warring elements. The Palo Verde trees were in full bloom at the time of this video. This was a super bloom year for Arizona due to the heavy rains and snowfall during the winter months. As a result, the area became home to swarms of Africanized bees. A fact we experienced firsthand when making this video. We pull off on National Forest Road 60 to get a bird's eye view of the area. From this vantage point, we get a panoramic view of the lake and Four Peaks, out in the distance. Located in the Mazatzal Mountains, Four Peaks is a prominent landmark on the eastern Phoenix skyline, whose outline image is on the AZ license plate. Down the road is the Bar 11 Ranch. It's unclear as to whether the ranch and its bar and grill are still operational. As we pan around, we see the red cliffs created by Parker Canyon and get a glimpse of the road to come. As we continue our climb up out of the desert floor, we encounter a section of the road with harrowing sharp curves, the precariousness of which are best appreciated when traveling down the mountain. This part of the road has deep drop-offs and no guardrails, so care must be taken while navigating the curves. Pay attention to oncoming traffic as the road is very narrow. It is easy to be distracted by the beautiful scenery. Now, at a slightly higher elevation, the majestic saguaros are replaced by oak shrub, junipers, and grasslands. In fact, cowboys of long ago called this area high lonesome country. Soon, we encounter the dramatic Parker Canyon cliffs. You can drive to the edge of these via several unmarked dirt roads, or you can stop at the many pullouts to gaze out between the canyon walls to the lake. We stopped at the overlook for a photo op. We leave the desert behind and enter a riparian area. We find a creek with running water and stop to enjoy the calming sounds. As we continue to gain elevation, we can't help but notice that the road is once again narrowed around another set of steep, sharp, and blind curves. The road surface is peppered with countless patched-up potholes, each one a testament to the destructive force of frequent rock slides. Finally, we are in the forest. The forest is currently recovering from three major fires: the Coon Creek Fire in 2000, the Tanner Fire of 2001 and the Juniper Fire in 2016. The Juniper Fire reburned over 6,000 acres of the Coon Creek Fire and 1,700 acres of the Tanner Fire. This section of the route has tons of recreational opportunities. There are several campgrounds just off the road, such as the Sawmills Flats Campground, the Rose Creek Campground and Reynolds Creek Campground. A great place to stop for a quick bite or take in the fresh mountain air. Or for a short hike along the many trails. Workman Creek, or Forest Road 487, gives you access to the Sierra Ancha Wilderness area. Here the outdoor enthusiasts have ample photography, hiking and camping opportunities. There is even a seasonal 200-foot waterfall. Be aware that this used to be a uranium mining site in the late 1950s. The road tops out at the Honey Creek Divide, which straddles the Sierra Ancha Wilderness to the right and the Salome Wilderness to the left. Due to its remoteness, the Sierra Ancha is home to an uncommonly large number of mountain lions, black bears, and other big predatory mammals. And yes, even cattle. The pavement ends as we drive on to a nicely leveled dirt road. We pass an excellent example of the geology of this area. This outcrop of rock nicely shows the different types of rocks, which include shale, limestone and quartzite, to name a few. As we turn the curve, we get a nice view of McFadden Peak at 7,135 feet, where one of the two fire lookouts is located. Just past the road to the peak, we finally reach the mountain plateau. We pull off the road to spend some time listening to the wind blow through the pines, birds sing and bees buzz around. As we look back the way we came, we find an unusual rock formation with what appears to be an arch. Soon we begin our descent towards the valley. Before long, we see a sign alerting us to a scenic vista. At the vista pull-off, we get a glimpse of the town of Young. Formerly known as Pleasant Valley, it is the site of the longest and bloodiest range war between the Tewksbury and Graham families between 1882 and 1892. The dispute was over property lines and water and grazing rights. After all was said and done, about 50 people, including children, were killed. The town was renamed to Young after its first postmaster General Olla Young. Many say it was because there were other towns named Pleasant Valley, but most will say it was to erase the bloody history of the town. Today the main source of income is still ranching. There are 2 restaurants and 1 gas station. You can get a quick snack at the local convenience store. Visit the Bruzzi Vineyard while in town. The first and only vineyard in Gila County, currently growing Vidal. Stop at the Pleasant Valley Museum and Young Cemetery. The museum exhibitions include Native American artifacts from the area and specifically from the Q Ranch Pueblo. You can also see ranching exhibits and historical relics from the Pleasant Valley War. At the cemetery, you may even be able to find the graves of some of the victims of the war. But what this town lacks in amenities, it more than makes up in beauty. There are still large swaths of rolling hill beckoning back to yesterday. We come to the end of State Route 288. County Road 512 begins at the bend. This road will take you to the Rim Country. We turn our cameras to the side and head home the same way we came. Descending the mountain, we couldn't help but marvel at the breathtaking views and exquisite beauty that unfolded before our eyes. Allowing the stunning images to captivate us in peaceful awe, without uttering a single word. Thank you for watching. We will catch you the next time on one of Arizona's best scenic byways.